Hey everyone, welcome to our daily gratitude and affirmation practice. Thank you so much for being here. Look at where we are. Appreciation for nature for a second. Look at this beautiful spot. Number one gratitude is I have come to my favorite spot. It's always just so peaceful here. And look at the front view right now. Cool is that? So that's my first gratitude. Here, I'll put this here so you guys see a little bit more of the background today. Number one gratitude is I was able to get a chance to enjoy this today, and it's been like cloudy, but the right kind of cloudy, so it's cooled it off a little bit, but then the sun peeks out every once and again. And I'm grounding right now, and it's great. So this is my happy place. It's number two. So I've been saying for quite a while that I'm going to take myself on a picnic. And you know what they say about telling yourself things and then not following through with them. It really sets you up to believe that like things don't happen. So I freaking took myself on a picnic today. And it was such a good picnic. I wish I had more food, but you know, for throwing things together on the spot, it was great. Number two, the sandwiches that I made. So I made pulled chicken, and then I always use, well, not always, but for the last two times I've used this specific barbecue sauce. It has like a funky name to it. Oh, I know it's Kansas City. If I remember, because I've already thrown away the bottle, I'll let you guys know. But I did that a couple days ago, but then I also got cheese. So like this really expensive sharp cheddar cheese. Got that. I got this garlic onion jam, which look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, isn't it wild that my phone can do that? Look at this thing. All right, little buddy. Let me see if I can shoot him off. Come on, hop in the direction. Not in my... Okay. I don't mind bugs, guys. But when they're jumping towards my face, that's a whole different story. And then I tried to shake my hand, and I'm like, oh, he'll just fall off. And he's like, nope, staying on. So I had to anyways, you saw, I had to blow him off. But yes, so I got this garlic onion jam, which, I am doing the no sugar thing right now. Did not think about that because I'm not trying to restrict myself when it comes to food. Like, I'm not looking at, I don't know. I'm not looking at a loaf of bread and going, oh my God, this has 8% sugar. I'm mainly concerned with the obvious things. Desserts, food that are desserts, dairy. And yes, I know I just got cheese. I actually looked at it today. It says that it doesn't have sugar in it, but cheese has some milk in it, so it probably does have some sugar. But again, don't know how much. Wasn't on the label. So, but yes, cheddar cheese, the bacon garlic jam, which when you haven't been eating sugar for a little bit, because it's been, the only thing I've had sugar-wise was the yogurt and the chocolate chips. And even just doing no sugar, I think I've been doing no sugar for a week now. Oh my gosh, when you eat something that has sugar in it, it's like, whoa, you guys could have dialed it way back. So I'm not eating a lot of that, but it is pretty good with the sandwich. So let me give you guys a picture of my sandwich for the day, because I was very excited at this and super proud that my cooking skills are increasing. So I got sourdough bread, put some butter on it, put in a pan with a little olive oil, made it some nice like golden brown, but I did both sides this time. I did both sides of the bread, but when I flipped it over on one, I had some thin cut slices of the cheese. I put the melted cheese on one, and then once those were ready to come off, then the other ones that did not get the cheese got the garlic jam. And while I was putting the garlic jam in, or like on the slices, I took the shredded chicken and I put it back in the pan to warm it up, put it on all over the cheese, and then flipped the sandwich over, put it in some tin foil, and took it with me. Amazing! It was such a good sandwich. I made myself 2 of them, and they were like, the loaves are small, so it's like a deck of card type size for each like slice, a little bit bigger, but that size. So I made myself 2 little small sandwiches, drove myself here, ate them when I was looking at my creek and just enjoying the nice day. What a great picnic. What an amazing sandwich. These are the kind of moments where I feel like, what are we even on? So we have the day of being in nature. We have the fact that I did what I said I was going to do. I took myself on a picnic. We have the sandwiches. We're on number 4. But I just feel like I just spouted off like 10 of them. We're number 4. I'm grateful to be alive. These are the days where I just feel like I'm in a magical, magical place. And no one's here. No one. I have seen maybe 2 biker families just keep going. Nobody's here. And sometimes people come here and they fish. Oh, I can see the train. I don't think I can get a video of that for you guys. But I'm just in a magical land right now, guys. This is the world. Like, if we have a choice, you know, because like I am religious, I do believe in God, but let's just say that we get to come here multiple times, because I kind of feel like that might be something too. Let's just say that, you know, we're up there and we're like, oh man, like, would be cool to have an in-body experience. Like, this is what I would imagine being magical. Like, if there was no harm in the world, if everyone was taken care of, if we got to be our ultimate beings, imagine just being a child in this and just getting to like exist, enjoy, and be free. And like, number 5, I'm just so grateful that I can appreciate this fully now, and I'm in my own body. I'm not wishing, like, I don't even care that I'm the only one here. I'm having such a good time. I'm having such a great time. And it used to be for a lot of, you know, my life, and especially my late teens and throughout my 20s, I just felt very lonely. I felt lonely, and I just had this desperation of like, oh, like, I still get the sense, like, I would love to share this with somebody. That is my number 1 value set, is shared experiences. So I think that's why I like this so much and talking to you guys, because I get to share my joy in these places. But it kind of didn't let me feel fully present in the moment and in my own joy. So it was almost like part of me was joyful. The other part of me was like just very, very sad for myself. And so it almost like after the experience was over, I didn't really feel fulfilled a lot. It was just like, oh, okay, like I'm still at the same level. So I'm just so grateful that I get to do this. Like, this is my life. If I wanted to, I could choose to do this the entire day. It's kind of cool. What are we on? 5? I'm grateful that I'm kind of living my dream life right now. You know, like I think about, well, here's a question and a thought for you guys, because a lot of times, no matter where we are in life, we're like, if I just had this thing, if I just had this person, if I just had this amount of money. A lot of times we get stuck in that. And have you ever changed that thought to think about, when I have this, if I had this right now, what would I be doing? I ask myself that a lot. And it started, I don't know, probably when I was in my mid-20s. And I've just gotten more clear about it. But it basically is getting you to see that, like, we want for a lot of things, but we don't actually, like, if we had said thing, we don't even know what we would do. Or we have some idea of what we would do, but we also don't realize that we could just be living that out right now. And we need less than we think. So I think about a lot. If I had the amount of money that I never had to think about money again, like money just became like air to me, what would I do? Like, I wouldn't have to work. I do know I would be doing something for sure because I like having positive impact. But in terms of my day-to-day, I've been thinking about this a lot where I'm like, if at the point, like people who don't have 9-to-5s when they get to do anything with their day, if I didn't have a set schedule for my Monday through Friday, guess where I would be? Here. I was thinking about like my dream house too, and I'm like, when I go inside, I just want to be still connected to the outdoors. So it's possible. I could one day be in a house where like part of the house just opens up, so I'm working. I'm kind of more enclosed in a structure for this moments where I need to feel a little bit more secure. But I'm working and I'd still have this. So I think about it, like, if I didn't have to be somewhere for a 9-to-5, what would I do? I would be outside for a majority of the day. And yeah, I would just want to do everything that I'm already doing indoors outside. So it's so freeing to know that, like, I'm already living my dream life. And that's what I think is beautiful, is that, like, this doesn't cost me anything. Time that I'm spending doing something that I greatly enjoy. So yeah, that's my number 5, is that I'm living my dream life. And this just gives me the freedom to know that I can continue to incorporate whatever it is that I want to do in my dream and just bring it into reality. It's closer than I think a lot of us think. It's closer than I think a lot of us think it is. The only thing that would make this better now, because like I am kind of like sweating now, is I'd love for this to be a place that I'd actually want to swim in. This is not it. That's something else I think about. Actually, this will be number 6. I'm so grateful that I grew up in and that my family took me out in nature, and that I live in a place where nature is so abundant. You know, I have family that live in the desert, and the desert is pretty and it has gorgeous sunsets. But it's, I feel a little dry when I go there in my soul. Like, the green and the aliveness. And yes, they do, like, deserts are very alive in their own way, but it's just not the way that fills me up. But anyways, the fact that I was exposed to this, the fact that I live in a country that has this much abundance is beautiful to me. And also, where was I going with this? I feel like I had something here. Let me give you guys a little bit more. Yeah, I think just being in a country that has this and has it so readily available, and safe spaces too. I feel gratitude that I'm out here and it's a safe space and it's magical, and that there's places that are going to be protected like this. I don't think there's enough, but you know, it definitely makes your dream life a little bit easier. Like, if my dream life was to live in a full Arctic environment, that's a little bit more difficult. So I'm grateful that mine's just so readily available. Number 7 for the day. I'm grateful that I still have the rest of the day to take this newfound energy and put it to good use. Number 8, one of the things that I'm going to be doing today, I have a direction for what I want to try out when it comes to training again. And I'm gonna do some research, see if it's viable. And if so, I'm gonna set up a plan so I get to start training. Probably do paper trading first. So I think July will be a paper trading month. I don't even know where that plane is. But it's loud and it makes me want to travel. But July is going to be a paper trading month, and I have time to look up things this week or this weekend and get prepared and start incorporating that back into my routine. I think that was 8. If not, we'll just do 8 again. 8, another 8. I feel like I had something to tell you guys, and now I kind of forget. I'm grateful that I'm doing the no sugar for a month. I can explain it. I do feel better physically, but that's the part where I feel like it's just an overall sense of betterness. My stomach and my intestines still are struggling a little bit, but we're gonna get there. It's crazy how much stuff comes up when you try and tackle your stories. So I'm learning about nutrients that my body might be deficient in. That is a long hair. And so yesterday, I was definitely craving butter and olive oil. Went to the store, got myself some bread, because I need to get it for the sandwiches anyways. And my dinner was basically 4 slices of toast with butter and olive oil poured all over it. And when I looked up, because it was more about, I was craving the butter and the olive oil, not really the bread, but like, what else do you put olive oil and butter on? That's like absorbent versus something like a vegetable where you're just going to get like a little coating. So, I did that and my body was like, oh my God, thank you. And like, that was enough. My body kind of just told me that that's all I was looking for in terms of nutrients. Again, not the bread, but like the butter and olive oil, and that it was satisfied. So that's all I ate for dinner. So it's so crazy how like, when you listen to your body, when you make it more about uncovering the stories and giving your body what it needs without giving yourself a hard time or beating yourself down about something, the better your life gets. So I'm so thankful that I chose just to take out sugar and then see what happens and work through the stories. There was another one. Oh, this is a crazy one, guys. And I know I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, but I think this hopefully should be helpful for somebody and just show that like, it doesn't, like, just listen to your body. It doesn't have to be anything drastic when you go to make like health changes, and just make sure that you're going at your own pace. But the other story I uncovered. So I told you guys about the fact, or I think I did, that we always had an abundance of food in the house, but it was like restricted to like breakfast time, lunchtime, dinner time, and snack time. So there wasn't a whole lot of eating in between those. But that meant that there wasn't a way for me to get my needs met if I was hungry. And I just pieced together today, again, like I'm looking for the story each day. It's not even about focusing on like, how much am I craving sugar? It's like, what story is coming up because I don't have sugar in my life right now. So I realized my family also growing up, like, didn't go out to eat a lot. Like, there's only a handful of times that I remember actually going out to eat. And again, like, I wouldn't say that we were like super well off, but like we at least had enough that going out to eat a little bit more, I don't think would have affected us. And I just remember there were some times where I would ask if we could go out to eat. And most of the times, like, if it was fast food, it was really around doctor's appointments. Like, think about taking 4 kids to the doctors. You're there for like 2.5 to 3 hours, and then thinking about even cooking after that, no thank you. So the only times when we actually got like junk food going out was after a doctor's appointment, and that was mainly McDonald's because it was right there. So I just somehow as a kid I put together that like McDonald's or like the real fast food equaled like getting food now. It's not a sit down restaurant. You literally order and you meet your need. So I would ask for that sometimes and I'd be told, no, we have food at home. But what I just pieced together is, sure, we have food at home and that's all dandy, but then we weren't allowed to eat the food if it wasn't mealtime. So then it's like, no, like, so to a kid who doesn't have the emotional depth that an adult does around their needs, basically the kid's saying, I have a need, I'm hungry, I'd like some food. And the adult is saying, this option is not viable. We have what meets your needs in this other place. But then if the kid went to that said other place, the adults would say, sorry, you can have this, but just not now. And so it's almost like a reinforcement of like, hey, there is no, like, there's restrictions around food, no matter if food's supposedly readily available to you. So that was a huge relief to uncover that, because now I can start working with it. And then I thought about it because my mom was a little bit more strict. I mean, she was the one that cooked the meals. And so I get it. Like, there's certain set times for meals. And my dad was less strict. But there was a point in time where my parents divorced. And I think back, and like, one, I don't think my dad had the bandwidth to really control like when we did or didn't eat. But he also, like, when I would go to my grandparents a lot, they just had a fully stocked pantry and they didn't really care what time you ate food. And they cared, my grandmother even stopped after a certain point, stopped telling us like, hey, don't eat that, you're ruining your dinner time, because we would eat the snack and dinner anyways. So at that point, like, she eventually stopped saying it. But now I think back and I'm like, well, if my dad was able growing up to get food kind of whenever he wanted, then that makes sense that didn't really carry over later. So all these things, and even like today, I was coming back from an appointment, and normally what I would do is I would get food or something, but because I'm not doing sugar, I'm not going to my usual go-to. So I just reaffirmed for myself, you have plenty of food options. There is food abundance. Okay, what are your options and what do you want? And what are we going to do? And eventually I just chose to go home and get a sandwich. So that was a super long story. Thanks for sticking with me. But hopefully this was helpful to somebody. And, I'm just going to continue to uncover those stories. One second. Okay. So, I think we're on 9. But an 8 is, I'm grateful I'm doing that challenge and I'm uncovering a story each day, which is really beautiful in and of itself, because I'm kind of setting myself free. It has nothing to do with the sugar anymore at this point. It has everything to do with how many stories can I uncover. 9 for the day. So after this, and I think after I make this video, because I'm a little sweaty and I'm starting to feel kind of icky, but after this, I'm going to go to a plant place and we're just going to look around and revel in plants. And 10 for the day. I'm grateful that I am sleeping better. I'm getting to the point where I think I'm going to do the really important things in the morning and then leave a majority of the fun things and the easier things to the evening, because I'm learning that like I'm no good after work. I am, but I'm not as productive as I could be. So why not do that before work? Get up earlier, have about 2-3 hours, because that's about what I have at the end of the day anyways. And then the rest of the day can just be doing the light stuff, and I think I'm going to accomplish a lot more that way. So I'm working on my sleep. The affirming that like I am safe before I go to sleep, during sleep, and especially when I wake up has really been working. So I'm going to continue with that. And remember, like the tactics, the last thing I'll leave you guys with, the tactics that you're deploying today and the things that you're doing today are going to shift in the future, and you're not going to have to do them as much. There might be some things that stick with you for the rest of your life, but then there's others that are like a for the moment thing. And once you release those stories or put those stories to rest and give yourself that peace, like internally deep down, you might not have to do them anymore. So right now I'm cutting out sugar. I already know that's not going to be for the rest of my life, but I have a profound sense that like me doing it this way now for myself, and the significance that I've now tied to it in a positive way of giving up sugar, that is going to stick with me for the rest of my life. So those are my gratitudes. Now for the affirmations. Number 1, as always, I'm divinely guided and supported. I can ask for help whenever I need it. I ask for help today. Number 2, I love myself deeply, fully, and completely. Number 3, I am freaking powerful, and I am powerfully present and fully engaged in whatever is going on in my day-to-day life. Number 4, I'm healed and healthy. Anything I'm currently experiencing has a solution that I'm working towards. Number 5, I lean deep in a nourishment and healing of self. Number 6, I, with gratitude and all the love I possess, release anything that is no longer for me, any old storylines, any old emotions, feelings, any trauma, or anything that I've stored in my body, or any attachments I have in real life. I release it all with love and profound gratitude for that experience. And I welcome in what is for me and nourishing and healthy for me. Number 7, I will achieve and surpass my dreams. I'm having fun along the way. Number 8, I breathe easily, deeply, and peacefully. And I am just residing in the moment, and I let be what is. Number 9, what a beautiful, amazing day to be alive. Let's claim the day, our accomplishments, how we're feeling, what we're doing. Don't forget to find your own magical spot today. You know, don't just live through my screen. Find your magical spot so you can actually embody that for your day. And 10 for the day. There's something profound here that I feel like I want to say. I bring out my joy, and I revel in my joy, and I share my joy with the world around me. For I am filled up and overflowing, and I have much to give and everything to receive. Positively, that is. Healthy things. That is all for today, guys. Longer video, but hope you guys enjoyed the beauty that is this nature spot. Thank you for sharing it with me. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. What are you guys grateful for? Affirming. What activities are you guys doing this weekend? I'd love to hear about it. What life profound changes are you experiencing right now? Let me know. All right. Love you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.